Hey there, I'm Aki and welcome back to Subnautica Below Zero. We've got some more news and a whole new storyline for the Mercury II. Another new thing you can already see is in dialogues you now see the name of the person who's talking in front of their lines.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
Also, they improved the graphics of the intro quite a lot. Not only the hangar we were just in, but also the landmass down below, as you can see right now. They improved the quality of a lot of things in the game, a lot. Not only the intro, but also the meteors, as we'll see in just a second. As you can see, when meteors now hit the water, there's a massive splash, which I really like. Here's another part of what I meant by improve the game a lot. As you can see, these graphics look way better than they did before. And I mean, just look at this at night, it's amazing.
An aquarium just for looks, or your own personal sushi factory. You decide.
Okay, that PDA line is also new. What I wanted to show you though is that if you put an alien containment in a multi-purpose room with a glass dome, the alien containment now also has a mini glass dome. Cute! If you die, you also get a new animation and some cool new sounds. Creepy. They are also supposed to be death beacons now. I don't know how those work because I can't seem to get them to work, but that might be something you'll see in the future. Also, can we just appreciate the way this looks right now? Oh my god. There are also some news about the Mercury II, which is this ship that crashed on planet 4546b in the Arctic area. So I'll just tell you what happened to the ship according to these databank entries. I might get the order wrong since some of these are a little confusing, but the main storyline should be the same. So it seems like the Mercury II came to planet 4546b looking for minerals. Diana, which is the captain of the ship, decided to land to get to these minerals. They've then decided to put out some teams to go and get the minerals themselves and mine them to bring them back. Just before they managed to land though, they just narrowly avoided being shot down by the quarantine enforcement platform. They had no idea that it existed on the surface of the planet, of course, but it appears that it can shoot around the surface of the planet, which also explains why there's only one of them. They seem to have managed to distract the aiming system of the gun for a split second by firing the emergency thermite and magnesium flares and some water from the nuclear core, which generated a heat signature and confused the gun. There's also a little love story going on between Yasmin and Stefanos, which is actually kinda cute, so if you want to read through that, just pause the video for each of them. But I don't think it actually has a lot to do with the main story, so I'll skip over most of it. Now it turns out that, apparently, this whole mission wasn't as nice as they expected it to be. The crew is getting sick by a mysterious sickness, I wonder what that could be, and apparently there are a bunch of nasty creatures on the planet. Who would have known? They're preparing to do a rapid takeoff, but they can't take chances with the vibrations drawing in the tunnelers, which is what I assume they call the ice worms, so they're skipping the system check. They assume the weapon is to keep people away from the planet, and hope that'll let them go. She also decides to leave the quarantine crew in the cave behind, since they can't risk spreading an unknown infection through the Mercury. Which is actually kind of smart, but I don't think the gun knows that they're doing this. They're of course also preparing survival kits to make sure they don't die, and they want to go back for them after a while. This is a databank entry by one of the crew, Elliot, who's kind of excited since he's a xenolinguist and really wants to study the precursors. However, after a while, he also thinks they should get off this planet as soon as possible. Then, half of his team got ripped to shreds by something in the water. We all know that feeling. He also discovers that some of the animals on the planet also look sick and that all he wants to do is see his wife and kids again. Meanwhile, Stefanos is repairing the thrusters so they can take off. He hates this planet, everything is cold, they don't have anything to look forward to, the only thing he still likes is hanging out with Yasmin. He really seems to like her. And then we don't get any more databank entries except for one last one. I'll read this one out because it's actually the most important one. This is a draft though, so some of the grammar doesn't really make sense. I'm alive. Stefanos saved me. We did an emergency takeoff and everything seemed fine. I heard the sound of metal tearing and for a split second, I swear everything was tinged in a bright green and unbearably hot. Then I saw daylight and I was looking down at the ocean and ice. The strongest wind I've ever felt roared in my ears, ripping through the ship. People went flying at the side of the Mercury, so much screaming and chaos. I was lucky I had just clipped into my seat anchor. Stefanos appeared out of nowhere, like a maniac, an angel. I felt his rough calloused hand grasp mine with the gentlest of urgency. It felt like time slowed. He said, "I got you. Just follow me, Ella." I don't know how, but he used an emergency tether to drag me to the nuclear reactor core, the strongest bulkhead in the ship. We hit the water and everything went black. He's sleeping. I think he might have hit his head. The adrenaline has long since worn off and my body aches. I think I might have fractured a rib. Gonna shut my eyes for a bit. And that's the last we've heard of any of the survivors of the Mercury II. Little did they know that the gun was meant to keep people away from the planet, but also on the planet. What do you think of the fate of the Mercury II? And what do you think of the changes they've made to Subnautica and especially the graphics? I think it's a pretty cool change and I can't wait to hear more of the story. There's also going to be a price increase for Below Zero on January 5th, so make sure to get the game while it's still cheap. Along with that, Subnautica will also be increased in price, but then again I always thought it was kinda underpriced for the game you got, so there you go. Until January 5th, Subnautica and Below Zero still have their normal prices. After that, they go up. I think Below Zero will be about $30 afterwards. I'm also sorry for such a long lack of uploads in regards to Subnautica news, but there just haven't been any major interesting storyline or gameplay updates. I've also been doing some more different videos on other games, so it would mean a whole bunch of me if you could check those out as well. I really spent a lot of time on them. Also, huge shout out to my Aggie Code leaders Blink and Wynock on Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you enjoy your special perks. But for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, and as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye!